The year 1789 marked a turning point in human history, a year when the old order crumbled and a new era dawned. It was the year of the French Revolution, a seismic event that sent shockwaves across Europe and beyond. The revolution, a potent cocktail of social unrest, economic hardship, and political awakening, toppled a monarchy and ignited a passionate debate about liberty, equality, and fraternity. From the storming of the Bastille to the Reign of Terror, the French Revolution was a period of both exhilarating hope and terrifying violence. The revolution's legacy is complex and multifaceted, marked by both progress and regression. It ushered in an era of democratic aspirations and revolutionary fervor, but it also unleashed waves of violence and instability. This essay delves into the heart of the French Revolution, exploring its causes, its key players, and its lasting consequences. We will examine the economic and social disparities that fueled the revolution, the rise and fall of Napoleon Bonaparte, the tragic fate of Louis XVI, and the global impact of this epical event. Through it all, we will seek to understand the forces that drove the revolution and the enduring legacy it left on the world stage. France in the late 18th century was a nation teetering on the brink of chaos. Decades of economic mismanagement, coupled with a rigid social hierarchy and a series of disastrous harvests, had created a powder keg of resentment and frustration. The French monarchy, opulent and out of touch, seemed oblivious to the plight of its people.
Well-meaning but indecisive, I lacked the political acumen to navigate the growing crisis. The First and Second Estates, comprising the clergy and nobility respectively, enjoyed vast privileges and exemptions from taxation. The Third Estate, encompassing everyone else from wealthy merchants to impoverished peasants, bore the brunt of the tax burden and resented the inequalities of the system. The French economy, burdened by costly wars and extravagant court expenditures, was in a state of chronic crisis. Adding to the economic woes, a series of poor harvests in the 1780s led to widespread famine and soaring bread prices. In the intellectual salons and coffee houses of Paris, Enlightenment ideas about liberty, equality, and popular sovereignty found fertile ground. The stage was set for revolution.
Amidst the tumult of the French Revolution, a new figure emerged from the wings of history, Napoleon Bonaparte.
Born on the island of Corsica, my meteoric rise to power was as improbable as it was swift. A brilliant military strategist and a shrewd political operator, Napoleon capitalized on the chaos of the revolution to advance his own ambitions. Napoleon's early military successes in Italy marked him as a rising star in the Revolutionary Army. Recognizing the instability of the post-revolutionary government, Napoleon staged a coup d'etat in 1799, seizing power and establishing himself as first consul. With this bold move, Napoleon effectively ended the French Revolution, ushering in a new era of authoritarian rule. While he preserved some of the revolution's reforms, he also consolidated power in his own hands, curtailing civil liberties and suppressing dissent. Napoleon's reign, though marked by military triumphs and administrative reforms, was ultimately unsustainable.
Napoleon's reign was a paradox, a blend of revolutionary zeal and imperial ambition.
He championed the ideals of meritocracy and efficiency, reforming the French legal system and establishing the Bank of France. His Napoleonic Code, a comprehensive legal framework, standardized French law and influenced legal systems across Europe. Militarily, Napoleon's reign was a period of unprecedented French dominance. From the Battle of Austerlitz to the Battle of Jena, Napoleon's strategic brilliance and tactical acumen seemed unmatched. Napoleon's ambition ultimately proved to be his downfall. The invasion of Russia in 1812 marked the turning point in Napoleon's fortunes. The defeat in Russia emboldened his enemies, who formed a coalition that ultimately defeated Napoleon at the Battle of Leipzig in 1813, forcing him into exile on the island of Elba. Napoleon's exile to Elba did little to diminish his ambition. He escaped from Elba in 1815, landing in France with a small group of loyal followers.
His return ignited a wave of popular support, and he quickly raised a new army, hoping to regain his lost empire. However, Napoleon's second reign, known as the 100 Days' War, was short-lived. The forces of the Seventh Coalition, determined to prevent Napoleon's return to power, converged on France.
At the Battle of Waterloo on June 18, 1815, my army faced a combined British and Prussian force led by the Duke of Wellington and Gebhard Leberecht von Blücher.
The battle, fought in torrential rain, was a brutal and costly affair, ending in a decisive defeat for Napoleon. Napoleon was exiled once again, this time to the remote island of St. Helena in the South Atlantic.
I lived out my remaining days in frustration and exile, reflecting on my triumphs and failures.
King Louis XVI, the unfortunate monarch who ascended the French throne in 1774, found himself ill-equipped to navigate the turbulent waters of the French Revolution.
Well-intentioned but indecisive, Louis lacked the political acumen and the iron will needed to steer the monarchy through the gathering storm of popular discontent. He inherited a kingdom riddled with economic woes, social inequalities, and a growing sense of resentment towards the monarchy.
My early attempts at reform, driven by my ministers Turgot and Necker, were met with resistance from the privileged classes who clung tenaciously to their traditional rights and exemptions. The storming of the Bastille in 1789, a symbolic act of defiance against royal authority, shattered the illusion of absolute power and marked a turning point in the relationship between the king and his subjects. As the revolution radicalized, my position became increasingly precarious. The king's attempt to flee France in 1791, hoping to rally support for a counter-revolution, backfired disastrously. The flight to Varennes, as it became known, confirmed the suspicions of many revolutionaries that I was in league with foreign powers and hostile to the revolution's goals.
The French Revolution, for all its lofty ideals of liberty, equality, and fraternity, was also a period of extraordinary violence. The Reign of Terror, which gripped France from 1793 to 1794, stands as a chilling reminder of the dark side of revolutionary fervor.
Driven by fear of counter-revolution and fueled by political extremism, the Terror unleashed a wave of state-sanctioned violence that claimed the lives of tens of thousands.
The Committee of Public Safety, led by the ruthless Maximilien Robespierre, became the instrument of the terror.
Suspicion and paranoia reigned supreme as accusations of treason and counter-revolutionary activity flew thick and fast. The guillotine, a chilling symbol of the terror, became an ever-present reminder of the revolution's capacity for bloodshed. The terror targeted a wide range of individuals and groups perceived as enemies of the revolution. Aristocrats, priests, former revolutionaries deemed insufficiently radical, and anyone suspected of harboring counter-revolutionary sympathies were all vulnerable to arrest, imprisonment, and execution.
The French Revolution was not merely a French affair, its impact reverberated far beyond the borders of France, inspiring revolutionaries and reformers across the globe. The revolution's ideals of liberty, equality, and popular sovereignty proved to be a potent ideological export, igniting revolutions in the Americas and sparking reform movements across Europe. The Haitian Revolution, led by Toussaint Louverture, drew inspiration from the French Revolution, abolishing slavery and establishing an independent republic. Simon Bolivar, the liberator of South America, was also deeply influenced by the ideals of the French Revolution, incorporating them into his vision for a free and united South America. The Napoleonic Wars, while devastating in their own right, helped spread the ideals of the revolution across the continent. Napoleon's conquests shattered old empires, weakened feudal structures, and introduced progressive legal codes in many parts of Europe. The Congress of Vienna, convened after Napoleon's defeat to restore order to Europe, could not entirely undo the changes wrought by the revolution and Napoleon's conquests. The French Revolution's enduring significance lies in its transformative impact on global consciousness, its enduring legacy as a testament to the power of ideas and the enduring human aspiration for freedom and self-determination. Napoleon Bonaparte, the Corsican who rose to become Emperor of the French, casts a long shadow over history. His legacy, like the man himself, is a study in contrasts, a blend of military genius, administrative acumen, and insatiable ambition.
While my reign was ultimately cut short by my own overreach, I left an indelible mark on France and Europe, shaping the political and legal landscape of the 19th century. Napoleon's most enduring legacy lies in his administrative and legal reforms. He centralized the French state, streamlining its bureaucracy and making it more efficient. He established the Bank of France, stabilizing the currency and fostering economic growth. My crowning achievement, however, was the Napoleonic Code. a comprehensive legal framework that standardized French law and influenced legal systems across Europe. The Code, with its emphasis on equality before the law, property rights, and secularism, became a model for legal reform in many parts of the world. Napoleon's conquests, while driven by ambition and a thirst for glory, also had a profound impact on the political landscape of Europe. He shattered the Holy Roman Empire, a relic of the medieval era, and reorganized the German states.
The French Revolution stands as a pivotal event in human history, a watershed moment that marked the end of an era and the dawn of a new age. It was a period of profound upheaval and transformation, a time when the very foundations of society were shaken to their core. The revolution's legacy, complex and multifaceted, continues to shape our world today, serving as both an inspiration and a cautionary tale. The French Revolution was a product of deep-seated social, economic, and political tensions that had been simmering for decades. The rise of Enlightenment ideas, with their emphasis on reason, individual rights, and popular sovereignty, provided an intellectual framework for challenging the legitimacy of absolute monarchy. The revolution's legacy is one of both progress and regression. The revolution's legacy is a testament to the enduring human aspiration for freedom, equality, and self-determination, ideals that continue to resonate in our own time.